And so, guys, this stuff has not changed. It's still the same way. So, Roman, I'm gonna have you to do the next paragraph. Thank you, Angela. And then let me assign some verses. Tell me who I got on here, Elijah.
You have the Scots.
I got the Scots. Okay, Sister Scott, if you feel like reading tonight, if not, you can hand it over to your husband. He has a reader. He's a preacher. Psalm 91, verse 3. Psalm 91, verse 3. What's that? I got Anthony on? Okay, then. Anthony, take Jeremiah chapter 1, verse 8, and then I'm going to have you to read here in a minute, too, when I get through with Romans. Jeremiah 1 and 8. Reverend Scott, go ahead and take 1 Corinthians 10 and 13. All that's right there, guys. Who else do I have? Is Sister Bowie on tonight?
You don't have to.
Okay. Then, Angela, I'm going to give you Hebrews 2, 14 and 15. I don't know why there's a hash mark there, but just go ahead and read those two verses. Hebrews 2, 14 to 15. And if we get to thought number 2, then I'll have Anthony to read that. We should get there. We're only 20 minutes into the lesson. Okay. Romans, start with that next paragraph, but note.
But no, God overcame the persecution.
Hold on. So the writer lets us know that God overcame the persecution. Regardless of what we're going through. And I hope you guys can even see the hand of God working right now. I mean, just in the last month, things are getting somewhat better. Now, that doesn't mean it won't get worse again before it gets better again. But if you can see what God is doing, his hand is there. He keeps showing us that he's in charge. Every time, and it goes back to what Angela was reading earlier in the earlier paragraph. Every time Pharaoh tried something, God got involved again. And the same thing is happening now. Every time this administration listens to our leader and he says something, God has a way of getting right in the middle of it and messing up whatever he's trying to do. And so, but again, there's a lesson to be learned. So that's why he doesn't stop it all together. Because like a lot of times, like Anthony said, guys, we're not learning the lesson. Even the church, we're still not learning the lesson. And so he's going to continue to put the pressure on us until we start doing what he's asking of us to do, commanding us to do. Go ahead. God did what?
God touched the heart of the believer. And she refused to obey the murderous law of Pharaoh.
Now, again, I can only reflect on our past. Those who are along my age, because they can identify with it. Our mothers refused to obey the murderous law of Pharaoh. In other words, the school system didn't try to give us the best education, but those women got involved, and they refused to obey that law. In other words, they made us do our homework. They made us stay in school. They made us get that education. You didn't put your feet up under their table, eat their food, wear their clothes with a roof that they provided over your head, and then get up on a weekday saying you're not going to school. See, but you know, sometimes and before the coronavirus, we were allowing kids to do that. I know kids right now who have choices about whether they want to go to school or not. We didn't get those kind of choice. And again, that falls in the category of she refused to obey the murderous law of Pharaoh. She made sure that child was in school. Go ahead. She did what?
She refused to kill her baby boy.
See? She refused to do that. They refused to do that. You're not going to kill my child. She wasn't talking about with a gun. We wasn't talking about a gun. She was talking about you're not going to destroy this child where he has no future and nothing to do. You know, kids weren't going to jail the way these kids are going to jail now. All this gang banging and stuff. Okay, keep going. She what?
She courageously stood against the murderous law. And most likely, she stood against the well-intentioned advice of friends
Oh man. Now I know Reverend Scott, all those guys can identify with that because our parents made so many sacrifices so that we could make it. And a lot of times you got some of these mothers out here, man, they act like they're trying to look like their daughters and stuff. But you know, they made sacrifices. I remember when Lily Mae would feed the four of us, we had meat up till about Wednesday. You could always tell the meat ran out, and we started making syrup sandwiches, sugar sandwiches, almost anything you could come up with. Molasses, a mayonnaise sandwich, that was a big one too around the house because all the meat was gone with 4 boys and another man. So, but I noticed Reverend Scott, and I didn't appreciate it back then, but she would be the last one to eat. Now she did all the cooking and stuff, all the preparing, but she made sure we ate. And she fed that knucklehead when he got home, as terrible as he was. She made sure he ate, set his plate down in front of him. She'd be the last one to eat. Now, I'll be honest, I'm looking back now going, I don't even know how much she had left. But it was mother like that who made those sacrifices. And I'm sitting here today alive and teaching a Bible study because she made that sacrifice. See, and so keep going. What else?
She boldly took a stand, and she set out to save her newborn son.
Mm-hmm.
A son who was eventually to become the great deliverer of Israel.
Yeah. Now, again, this woman was pro-life. And that's where we have to be. We have to be pro-life. But now, let me say this, and then I'm going to have, let Anthony do the thought number 1. So I give all of them a chance to read tonight, and then we'll go into the verses. But let me say this. She said, it says here, the latter part of that paragraph, Roman read, she boldly took a stand, and she set out to save a newborn, a son who would eventually, watch this now, who would eventually become the great deliverer of Israel. Now when she hid this boy for those, I think it was 3 months, or something along those lines, got to the point where he was too loud, so she had to put him in the basket and he flowed down that river. But when you look at that, it says that he would later become a great deliverer. Now, Reverend Scott, when she initially did that, she was just saving her son, or trying to save him. She didn't know what he was going to become. Now, that's the question we have to ask ourselves, is we have to save these boys because you never know what they're going to become. What if Obama's mother had killed him at birth? What if Dr. King's mother had killed him? You got to think about those kind of things. Mahalia Jackson, what if her mother had killed her? See, again, as much as our kids may dislike us for holding their feet to the fire, but you got to hold the feet to the fire because God has placed you here to help them to make it and survive. Roman, don't think the Lord just blessed you and Melissa with them 2 beautiful kids just so you can look at them every day. God has them there because he has something in life for them. But guys, we have to be pro-life. And when I say that, I'm saying that we've got to be there to take care of them and to ensure that they do what they're supposed to do, the same thing our parents did for us. And man, we didn't always like it, but it helped us to get where we are right now. You didn't make it where you are on your own. And we owe that to those who are behind us. And that's why it disturbs me when parents, when these kids get to a certain age and then they tell them, say to them that, well, you don't need to go to church anymore. As long as they're under your roof, they should be in church. Okay, Anthony, give us thought number 1, then my first reader, Psalm 91:3, get ready.
Number 1 reading. God met the needs of his people. He raised up the mother of Moses and bring forth the great deliverer of Israel.
Look at God. He's always at work, guys. He's always at work. I mean, you don't know what kind of plan he has for your child. And especially at the lesson that we're addressing tonight, what plans he has for that boy. Because the man is the foundation of the family. I was sharing with Pam and Angela the other day. And we were talking about bloodline. And a lot of women don't like hearing that because they want to feel like they have more control over those kind of things. But God, it just comes from God. I mean, it's nothing that man created or anything, but the bloodline runs down through the man. The bloodline comes through the man. That's why in the Old Testament, you'll notice that they talk about the male most of the time. Every once in a while, the woman's name is brought up. But that bloodline comes down through the male. Well, here's a case in point. Abraham to Isaac. Isaac to Jacob. It didn't say anything about Sarah to Rebecca and Rachel. It said Abraham, Isaac, Jacob. So the bloodline comes down through that man. That's why God holds that man responsible. You know, go back to Genesis for a minute. Eve, well, really, it was in reverse order. Satan was the first one to sin when he was the archangel in heaven. That's why God kicked him out. He comes down here. What happened? He tempts Eve to sin. So Eve, really, she sinned before Adam did. And so then when she sinned, she gave the fruit. I won't say apple, I don't know what it was. She gave the fruit to Adam. But then when God came on the scene, who does he confront first? Adam. He didn't go to Eve. He didn't go to the devil. He went to Adam first because Adam was the bloodline. And so he held him responsible for eating the fruit. He punished Eve. He punished the devil too. But he got Adam first. Okay, keep going.
He always met our needs.
Mm-hmm.
No matter how terrible the circumstance.
Hold on. Anthony, start again with that. He always what? There you go. That's what I need. Okay, he always meets our need. Go ahead.
No matter how terrible the circumstances, the trial, temptation, or suffering.
Guys, this thought number one, we need to take that with us for the rest of this week. Because you don't know what you're going to come up against. We don't know what other bad news is going to come out this week before Saturday. But whatever takes place, we need to understand this. Nothing that we're going through is new. It has already taken place before. Solomon said that. He said there's nothing new under the sun. So this writer, and this book was written years ago, but he says he always meets our needs. Not so much our wants now, but he always meets our needs no matter how terrible the circumstance, the trial, the temptation, or the suffering. Regardless of what 45 says, regardless of what the administration decides on, God will always meet our needs. You have to take that to the bank. If you can't rely on that, guys, you're going to be in trouble. If you cannot rely on that truth, then you're going to be in trouble. Okay, and here are the verses to support that. Psalm 91:3. Go ahead, first read it. Uh-huh. All right. Start again, Sister Scott, and I'm going to stop you, Sister Scott. You know how I am. Go ahead. Start again. He says what?
He shall deliver thee from the snares of
Hold on. He shall deliver you from the snare. The snare is the word snare is another word for trap in the Hebrew. So he shall deliver you from the trap, because the devil will always try and trap you. And the fowler that she mentioned there, F-O-W-L-E-R, I think that's the way it's spelled. The fowler is nobody but the devil. So the devil sets the trap. So Sister Scott, having said that, start again with that verse, and I'm gonna let you finish it and get the B part of that verse.
Surely he shall deliver thee from the snare of fowlers, and from the noisome, I believe that's how you pronounce it.
Uh-huh. Yeah, and I think the word is newsome. Is it spelled N-I-U? Because I'm not looking.
No, N-O.
N-O-I-S-E?
Noise.
Noise, right? Okay. Yeah. So, and that's why I wanted that word, because I'm not looking at the King James. I'm looking at this book. But now notice what he said. And I think that's just so powerful. I think Elijah just said the word. Is it spelled N-O-I-S-E?
Noisome. Noisome.
No, noise. Okay. In other words, he has no substance. There's no substance to that. See, the devil can't do any more than God allows him. And so the writer here, I believe it's David, he says, just be aware of the traps of the devil. Just be aware of that, because he cannot harm you, but we have to stay alert. Okay, 1 Corinthians 10:13. Watch this. Yeah, this verse will support the verses Scott just read.
There hath no temptation taken you but such as is common to man.
Start again, Reverend Scott. And I want you to, let's emphasize common to man. Start again. And this is Paul right here. Go ahead. He said, hold on. I jumped Jeremiah 1:8. I'm gonna come back and get you, Anthony. I jumped that first. Go ahead, Scott. Let's finish up yours. 1 Corinthians 10. He says, what?
There hath no temptation taken you but such as is common to man.
See, guys, and I've been saying that most of the evening. The Lord is reminding us through Paul here in Corinthians that there's nothing new. That whatever we're going through, others have already gone through that. And so this is our time of testing. Keep going, Reverend Scott. What else did he say?
God is faithful.
Don't miss that conjunction. And you know, I stay on that all the time. He gave us the bad part of that. Then he turned around and said, but God is faithful. You have to remember that. But God is faithful. Keep going, Reverend Scott. He says what?
Who will not suffer you to be tempted
Uh-huh.
that ye are able.
Hold on. So whatever you're going up against, because Roman, we're quick to say, man, I can't handle this. This is too much. This is too much for me. I just can't handle this. Well, that's not what God said. Because if he's allowing you to go through it, it's because he knows that you can handle it. You know, and so we have to get to that point where, you know, we have to stop this thing about, I just can't handle this. Well, I mean, you're putting words in God's mouth, because if he's allowing you to go through it, he's saying to you, you can handle it. And it's going to make us better on the other end. But that's not something we want to deal with. I mean, you know, we look for the easy way out. Okay, go ahead, Reverend Scott. I'm trying to let you finish that. That's it. That's right. Come on, man. That's it. That's exactly it. That's very good. That's very good.
But then what happens if we decide to give up? What if God said that for us?
Yeah, well, he does it because he loves us, Deacon Cole. He just waits on us. Yeah. No, I get it. Yeah, you're right. I mean, he doesn't give up on us. He just waits. Well, the same thing with our parents. Good parents. They just wait on you. They don't give up on you. They don't call you a quitter. Now, I had that said to me, but I said it, and I understood it later. It was because she really didn't want me to go in the military. You know, I mean, the Vietnam War was still going on when I joined. In 74, the war wasn't over with until 75. So when I joined in 74, and Reverend Scott, no guy was already in, and she said to me, "Oh, you'll be back." I mean, because you're a quitter. Because I did. I quit everything. Quit football team. Quit the track team. I just quit. If you hit me too hard, I quit. I used to box. Guy hit me too hard in the ring, I quit. And so she just called me a quitter. And so, you know, that was the thing that helped me get through basic training. Is because I kept hearing her ringing in my ear. I wasn't about to go back to Memphis and hear her say, "Oh, you quit." Oh, there was no way I was gonna deal with that. And so I got through basic training with drill sergeant hitting me and all that kind of stuff. But again, it goes back what Deacon Coda was just saying. God waits on us. He waits on it because he wants us to get through that test. Okay, please keep reading. I don't know where we are. Reverend Scott, did you finish your verse?
No.
Go ahead and finish that.
But will with the temptations also make a way to escape, that ye may be able to bear it.
Now, here it is, Reverend Scott. See, we answered that. The Lord answered that verse right at the end. Because if whatever we're going through is that difficult, that temptation is that strong, then God always gives us a way out. Many times, Deacon Cole, we choose not to take the way out. Been there. God gave me a way out. And I said, "Oh, that's okay. I'll take a rain check on that." See, so he doesn't, it's not like he's leaving me there to go through all that. Reverend Scott just read at the end of that verse. He said he always gives us a way out. We have to choose to accept that or not. Okay? Yeah. As we continue to talk about thought number one that Anthony read, and that's what he's talking about here, the circumstances, the trials, the temptations, and the suffering. And no matter how terrible it might be, God will always bring us through it. He's going to always give us a way out. Okay? Anthony, I know I jumped that verse. Let's go back to Jeremiah chapter 1, verse 8.
Jeremiah 1 and 8 reads, "Be not afraid of their faces."
Start again right there. He said, he told them that what? Not what?
Be not afraid of their faces.
Because people can be very mean and nasty. And notice what the Lord said to Jeremiah. Don't be afraid of the way they look at you and the things that they're saying. Don't let that bother you. Because a lot of times that would keep us from doing what God is requiring of us. Because see, most of the night we've been talking about saving the evolved. But see, we can mess up when we want to jump on the bandwagon with everybody else. Sometimes you have to stand by yourself. Yeah, sometimes you got to stand by yourself, man. And everybody else is not going along with the program, and that's okay. But sometimes you have to make a stand by yourself. Roman, I won't share it because you didn't give me the permission to do that. But when you shared a while back about your baby, man, you have to make a stand. You have to make a stand on that because you're not gonna let him do what everybody else is doing. See, and so God requires that of us. And guess what? It didn't make you popular, and it definitely didn't make you popular with the other parents or whatever either. But God required that, and that's what He's still requiring right now. Okay, my next reader, Hebrews 2. Oh, please finish up. I'm sorry. The devil want to seal that thought. So now you got to read the whole verse again, because I messed you up on that. I thought we had complete, but the devil wants to seal that thought because the last part of that verse is the key part. Start again. How does that read?
Be not afraid of their faces, for I am with thee to deliver thee, saith the Lord.
So he tells Jeremiah, man, don't be scared of it. Because see, Jeremiah was a young man, much like Anthony and Roman and these young guys in the church. Jeremiah wasn't somebody like me. He was a young man. And it was very easy for him to be intimidated. And a lot of times that's what's happening with our young people. It's so easy for them to be intimidated. And he tells Jeremiah, man, don't let them intimidate you. You have to do what's right and what I want you to do. Because I'm sure you guys got peers, and you don't have to say anything, but I'm sure you got peers your age that say, man, why you spend all that time in church? Why you got on there feeding them folks in that mission? Man, most of them ain't nothing but crackheads, and they put themselves in that situation. You get all that kind of stuff. I know that happens because I hear it a lot of time among pastors. But at the same time, you gotta be different. In other words, we gotta save those boys. Let's go back to saving those boys again. Because who knows who you might impact who's coming through that line for a meal. Huh? I'm telling you, man. I mean, those guys see saved men on the other side of that counter, handing them meals, and they're going, it's something different about that. Ain't nobody out here handing me no meal. And these men got a relationship with Jesus Christ. I want that. I want that. And so that changed. Go ahead.
See, what they don't understand is this. Is that, see, we want a bad decision away from being there.
Come on, man. That's exactly it.
Bad decision.
That's it.
And we can't lose, we can't overlook that. Even being, saved men, in Christ.
That's right.
We can't forget that.
That's right. I like that. One bad decision from being where they are. Mm-hmm. Man, that is so true. And that's why I think the verse that Reverend Scott read was just so powerful, that B part of that verse, that he always gives us a way out. And you have to take it. You have to take that. Yeah, Anthony, did that finally let you finish? Okay, then. All right, so are we at Hebrews 2, 14 and 15, right?
Yes.
Okay.
For as much then as the children are partakers of flesh and blood, he also himself likewise took part in the same, that through death he might destroy him that had the power of death, that is the devil.
He's talking about Jesus now. And then Angela read it at the end now. He makes it clear who he's talking about. He said that's the devil. And so Jesus said, he tells us in that verse that he destroyed Satan's power. The devil, and we don't say it anymore, but it was a popular term when I was growing up. Man, we used to be rolling in the floor listening to that joke. Flip Wilson talking about that devil made him do it. But now the Lord is reminding us, and we thought that was cute. But the devil was just reinforcing that. And some people are using that same thing now. Even though Flip Wilson been dead many years now, but they're still talking about the devil made me do it. But the Lord reminds us in the verses that Angela just read in Hebrews chapter 2, that Jesus destroyed the power. The devil doesn't have any power. That's what he was doing on that second day. I talk about it every Sunday. But he died on Friday, but on that second day, he was in hell and he was still at work. And when it says he took the keys from the devil, basically what it says is that he took the authority from the devil down here. He took his authority. Because keys, and most of you I'm talking to tonight, have keys to this building. That gives you access. You have authority, and authority says that the church trusts you. That's why you got a key to the building. Everybody don't walk around with a key to the building. So Jesus took his authority. He took his keys. And so in doing that, he took his power. That's why he finished that on Saturday so he could get up on Sunday morning. And so, again, he makes that real clear in Hebrews 2, 14 and 15. And man, we're doing okay tonight. I hope that clock didn't stop. You got to let me know if I hit 7 o'clock. But it looks like I got another 12 or 13 minutes. So, Angela, let's go to thought number 2. Have you to start reading? Huh?
I didn't do verse 15.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, please do that. Finish up verse 15.
And deliver them who through fear of death were all their lifetime subject to bondage.
Now, I'm so glad you read that. And a lot of times I'm not reading with you guys, so thanks for stopping me and just telling me, hey, I didn't finish. Because I couldn't keep up, but I tried to keep up with all the verses you guys were reading. So again, death can handicap us. Because when you start thinking about death, and the Lord lets us know he's in charge, he has us. But I think about death too. I do. I think about it probably every day. And the older you get, like you think about it more. Especially when I'm out here on this road and you got people running up behind you in cars and not giving you your space or whatnot. I think about that stuff all the time. But what he's teaching us here is that you cannot let that paralyze you, because the devil can control us by flesh, but try to destroy us by the flesh. But the Bible reminds us that Jesus can destroy body and soul. Yeah, and a lot of times we don't think about that. Is that the devil? Yeah, God can give him permission to destroy the flesh, and he did that with Job. But notice what he told Satan. He said, "Yeah, you can touch his body, but don't touch his soul, because see, that belongs to God." And so, just keep that in mind. It's just something for us to think about in our walk with the Lord. And it's hard. I mean, I'm teaching it, but I don't expect for any of us to be able to do all of this. It's difficult to live the word of God. That's why we got to do it every day. I think Lonnie alludes to that in a lot of his teaching. It's something that we have to do every day. We got to get up and just work for the Lord. Okay, thought number 2. Go ahead with that.
Okay. Who deserves to live? This is that each generation, each civilization, and each person must face.
Come on.
During Pharaoh's time, he made a choice about who should live and who should die.
Now, hold on. Now, not only did Pharaoh make that choice, but guess what, guys? This is what our lesson is about tonight, saving these boys. Society is making the same kind of choice. Society is trying to decide, Reverend Scott, if black boys gonna live. And they're doing all they can to destroy them. Every generation does this. It didn't just start with us. And that's why we got to stay in the word and be smarter than that. You know, when the officer pulls you over, and I'm not saying that you're still not gonna have situations where they just have to have a bad day or make somebody's day bad. But for the most part, like Lonnie and I were talking a while back, man, you follow the rule. If the man said leave your hands on the wheel, leave your hands on the wheel. Don't start reaching for your wallet. He didn't tell you that because he don't know what you're reaching for. And now you're giving them a chance to come after you. You just start obeying the rules. And a lot of times you can get out of a bad situation. I don't think I've ever had a terrible situation. Most of the time, I just sit there and I wait for him to tell me what he wants me to do. And if I feel comfortable doing it, I'm going to do it. If I don't, I've said to state troopers on I-5. They say, hey, man, I need to see your driver license, proof of insurance. I said, I'm not reaching to grab my wallet. I said, if you want to get it, you can get it. I said, I'm not reaching back there. And a lot of times I got in the glove compartment. I won't even reach over there. I said, it's in the glove compartment. You go around the passenger side and get it if you want. It's just certain ways you do things, because I know that we're hunted. We're hunted like animals, because every generation has a certain population that they're looking for, that they want to destroy. And that's happening with us right now. So look at this. He said, as Anthony is reading, who deserves to live? See, this is a question that each generation, each civilization, and each person must face. And for us right now, it's the black male. For us right now, it's the black male. And we got to be smarter than the system. Keep reading.
And he based his decision upon pure economic and political factors.
Oh, please say that. Angela, read that one more time. Man, I'm telling you, it does not seem like this book was written years ago, or that the word of God was written like that, because this stuff is happening right now in 2020. Why do you think that they're doing all this terrible stuff is happening? It's happening for economic reasons, political reasons, power, money. Those are the things that are driving this kind of stuff. Why are our black men going to jail? Because it's $1 billion business. Put them in jail. Man, we're going to make money off of that joke. Lock him up. Please, Angela, read that again.
During Pharaoh's time, he made a choice about who should live and who should die. And he made his decision upon pure economic and political factors.
Come on.
Perceiving that
Now, a direct threat. Now, again, I don't know. I haven't been in the workforce now for about 5, going on 6 years. But I know when I was out there, they were looking for double minorities. Now, here's how they can get over, Roman. And I'm not knocking the black female. I'm married to one. But they would rather hire a woman, she's black and she's female, a double minority. They'll hire her, or they'll hire someone else, Hispanic, so they can keep from hiring the black male. Because now they've met and we used to use the term quota. I don't know if they say that anymore. I think that became just a bad term. But they used that because when I got hired, that was one of the things that they wanted to use. They just couldn't find one that was qualified. But they rather not hire that black male. Why? Because again, they want to destroy him. The black male is the foundation of the family. I don't care how you cut it. I don't care how you want to cut it. Get rid of the man, you're destroying the family. Now, I'm not saying that women can't raise their family, because we got a lot of them that are doing that. I got daughters right now that are doing that. We got women in this church who are raising their kids, but it's not biblical. It's not the way that I shouldn't say that. It is biblical. It's not the way that God designed it. That male should be in charge of his family, because there's a structure that comes with that. Okay. Uh-huh. Exactly. That's right. Yeah, and even in football, Tony Evans, he loves to talk about his football. He said, wherever that head goes, the body follows. And you're right. You cut it off, using your terminology, you cut it off, you kill the body. And the head in terms of leadership, not the boss, not giving orders, but in terms of leadership. Yeah, okay, keep going. Now it's time running out on me. I was wondering when that clock gonna start catching up. Okay, go ahead, Angela.
He made the devilish edict, killed all male babies of the Israelites.
Come on.
At first, the charge was directed to the midwives.
Come on.
But eventually, Pharaoh charged all his people to kill the Hebrew babies.
Now, and I think I'm gonna have to go through the bullets. Yeah, we'll just finish this up. I wanted to get to those verses, but maybe we'll tackle those the next time we come together. But I want to look at this. It says Pharaoh charged all his people to kill the Hebrew baby. Now notice this. This president and the administration keep coming up with different things. I don't know if I said it to you guys tonight. I know I said it at 12 o'clock. If the ballot boxes don't work, they're already working on other plans. Already looking for something. That's what Pharaoh did. He couldn't get the midwives to do what he wanted. And notice he didn't punish the midwives. He didn't punish. Those girls got blessed. The Bible said God blessed them because they chose not to kill those Hebrew babies. But then he came up with a second plan. Now he says he wants all of the Egyptians to kill the Hebrew baby, whether they were midwives or not. If you see a Hebrew baby, kill them. Okay? Look at this little thing we've had come out in the last few months. This thing called Karen. Every time somebody feels threatened now by a black male, they want to use that terminology, Karen. That's because if I can, and again, we kind of set ourselves up like that too. If I can make him look bad, then they'll come and arrest him and not bother me. And just making up things. Pharaoh did the same thing. The midwives didn't kill the baby, so he said, okay, I'm going to require all the Egyptians to kill the baby. All right? Okay, Angela, I'm going to try not to stop you. Let's see if we can get through those 5 bullets and then finish up that last paragraph, then we're going to call it tonight.
The point is this: the people chosen to die in that day and time were the male babies of the Israelites.
Mm-hmm.
The same spirit of murder poisons the culture of every generation.
Didn't just start. Go ahead. All right, here we go. Watch this now. It becomes relative. How important is that black male? How important is he to society? Okay, keep reading.
The self-centered people of society place little or no value on.
Watch this. Man, this is crazy right here. Go ahead. Read it.
The unwanted and unplanned baby.
Uh-huh.
The handicapped child.
And I think we all see this. Go ahead. What's the next one?
The sick who require expensive care.
Now, guys, watch this because it's happening right here in our own society. I don't know if she's going to be able to finish because look at this. The unwanted and unplanned baby. How many babies are being killed every day? Planned childhood. And I understand some of that is because of a rape or something like that. And I've counseled women like that. And that's something that mother and God, it's something that she has to work out with God. And I'm not going to sit there and try to give her a patent answer for that. But notice now, it's the unwanted, unplanned baby, the handicapped child. Now we can talk about how much we love them and whatnot, but when we see those kids like St. Jude Hospital, guys, we have a tendency, there are people who turn their nose up. And they're not treated like the rest of society. Look what he said. The sick who require expensive care. How many people can really keep their parents in their home, but they would choose to put them in a facility rather than have to deal with it? I don't want to feed mama, but now she fed you all those years. I don't want to deal with dad. I'm not trying to wipe him. You know, I mean, and I'm not saying the internet is easy. But this is what they're talking about when they say society has a way of determining who's unfit and who they don't want. That's why God has placed on the heart of the church. Guys, we gotta love everybody. When we say we love a person, then I mean we gotta love them. Okay, Angela, go ahead. I know it's almost 7, guys. Give me 2 more minutes, and I promise you we're gonna finish up.
The older person who can no longer contribute economically.
All right, go ahead. Now, you know what? I'm gonna stop right there with that because I need to say something about that that bullet at the top that she read, and the last paragraph we won't worry about that. But let me say this: the older person who can no longer contribute economically, and the church has been shameful when it comes to that. That's why Melissa is sitting back here now. Elijah and I are sitting out here with the class. She's back here now still working on that computer, trying to work out some bugs that we still had on yesterday. The reason behind that, though, and everybody keeps saying, you know, why is he harping so hard on this live stream? Because 90% of our congregation has not come in here yet. And we don't know when they're going to come, if they're going to come back. And I don't hold that against them. But understand this. People can start to feel like they don't matter and that they're not important anymore. And we don't want our seniors, our members who just don't want to get sick, we don't want them to feel like that. And so we're working hard on this live stream. I mean, Maurice and Tiffany sound very good yesterday on the audio. But again, we were still having problems with the buffering. I'm praying and Tiffany is standing up, getting ready to sing, and you know, stuff like that. So guys, we're in here again this week, and we're gonna spend some money. We're gonna have to. We gotta spend more money to get this live stream where it needs to be. And so Pastor Christopher gave me a person today that's gonna help us with that, because they're helping Shiloh. And so all that's important because I need those who are looking at us to feel like they're still a part of this congregation. And it's easy for us to start treating them different because we don't see them. And then even our senior members who maybe can't contribute anything to the church other than maybe financially, they can't serve on the usher board. They can't sing with the praise team. And I could go on and on about what they can't do. But this is what the writer is telling us tonight, is that we can't brush them off to the side. We got to still make sure that they feel all inclusive in this ministry and what we're trying to accomplish here at New Salem. So thank you tonight. Thank you for being a part of this study. And we'll pick up probably on page 61 with the verses next week. Anthony, would you close us out in prayer? And again, thank you guys so much for being here. Amen. God bless you. Thank you guys so much here. Have a good night.
You're live still.
Huh?
You're live.
Oh, I am? I'm still alive. You're so funny.
Yeah, I want you to see it.
Oh, okay then. So I'm still alive.
I think I got it.
You think you got it? Huh?
Got
Look
like
at you.
a 25-second delay, but the time is on point. And with the video,
Yeah.
it's
What
on.
did you do? Hold on, hold on, let me get my man. So now we just have them to check out what we got going on, huh?
So instead of sharing as a stream,
Mhm.
I'm sharing the screen. So it's on YouTube and Facebook right now. So
It's
the
on
whole thing
Facebook.
happens in full screen. So here's Facebook. Slight delay.
Yeah.
So sounds fabulous, and then also on YouTube. I don't know how to say that, but that's
I like that. So you think I still need to get the young man in here?
that's one of the reasons. Can we see how it goes on the thing?
You want to
Does
post
it
on?
talk about it?
Yeah.
Okay, we'll post on it.
Yeah.
Then just try this one way.
Yeah. Let's see how it goes, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I don't know about the mic, so that might be a different situation.
Yeah. So we're not gonna touch the mic this time, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
So we just do that.
Yeah, so I'm gonna stop this now. So I've got one on YouTube and I've got one on video. So,
Oh, that's good. You wanna check it out?
yeah, so I'm gonna stop them now.
So on Sunday, you gonna run both of them at the same time like that too? And you have it on YouTube? And they accept it?
Yeah, we got it.
Do we have enough followers? I guess there's enough that they approve of it.
Yeah, yeah, good. So, I'll come in early on Sunday.
Yeah.
Make sure to get it all set up
All
the
right.
same way.
All right.